Hi, how are you? I'm fine. We are reading together and playing pieces from my new method for Alto recorder. And now we are at the number 180. Two variations upon a song from the 18th century, French song. We spoke about this song some page before. À vous dirais-je maman. The famous variation from this piece has been made by Mozart for keyboard, for piano or harpsichord, for piano. Fortepiano, what's the name? Not pianoforte, fortepiano in this period. And here are the song, the theme with two variations. Easy, of course, because we are at the beginning of our method. I play without reprise, but I suggest you to play with reprise, it's better. 1, 2. I wrote some more difficult variation in a book in which there are about 20 melody with many variations. Now, this is a simplified version of a famous medieval dance. Simplified, more simple, because we are at this level, at this moment in the method. I think that you will find the correct one somewhere, probably at the end of the method. Saltarello. Saltare is to jump in Italian. Saltarello is a dance in which you make some jumps. I will say 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. I think the original one was etc. etc. I don't have a good memory. And now a tune, an old tune with a variation written by me. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now a music written in 1551, Die Post, from Tilman Susato. Tilman Susato was really more an editor, something that make an anthology, that a composer. The melody exists before. Probably he wrote this music was the music for 4 instruments, for a quartet, and normally is played with a recorder quartet, soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. I will say 1, 2, 1, pa 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 ram. 1, 2, 1. And now you have something new to learn that is not at all easy. The dotted crochet. Theoretically, it is simple and clear. You already know that when you put a dot near a note, you increase its value by a half. When the note value is 4, the addition of a dot gives it a note value of 6. 4 plus half from 4 is 6. If the note value is 2, it rises to 3 with a dot. And when the value is 1, a dot makes it 1 and a half. You can also write this dotted note has 2 notes joined with a tie. The sign that look like a 7, bar 5 and 6 is a quaver rest, so 1/8 rest. So the first note is long 6, but the second 2, the F. Third note is long 3, and the fourth 2, 3, and the fifth note is long 1.5, and the seventh note is long 1.5. A dotted crochet alone is not so difficult to play, but we don't normally find a dotted crochet by itself, but followed by one quaver, as in the example. So dotted quart, 1/4, fourth, dotted fourth, followed by an 8, as an example below. I play it, but you have not to do now, because there is a long explication. But just for sample, 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, this rhythm is not easy, and some never manage to get it right. It's rare, but it could happen. So please try and concentrate hard. There could be a real problem later if you don't learn it now. The help of a teacher or of a musician friend would be very useful, but try to learn it even if you are studying completely on your own, step by step. Start without a recorder, just using voice and hands. Say the syllables written below the notes, and clap the time, not the rhythm, with your hands at the same time. So I will play A1. No, not play, I will say 8, 1. 1, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. This is very easy. I hope you will do without problem. Now we will repeat the example, changing the first syllable of the pair of quaver. Instead of saying 2, 2, I will say U, 2. So A2 will be 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. Did you listen? 2, 2, 2, 2. Now the same example but written correctly. So with the tie. 1, A3. 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. Now exactly the same example but written with a dotted crochet. As you can see, with a dotted crochet it is not so easy to see and understand where the second beat of each bar lies, I don't know. But I will play A4 is the same of A3, just written instead of with the ties that help us to understand what we are doing, with dotted crochet. 1, 2. 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. As you can see, the U is not so evident, is not separated from the two before. Instead, to make 2 U, I make 2. And this is the correct way of playing. Now I suggest that you play these 4 tunes, A1, A2, A3, A4, with your alto recorder, one after the other. If you play them all correctly, you will see that number A2, A3 and A4 are identical. The only difference is how they are written. When you have fully mastered this exercise, you can continue with other small ones, all concerned with the problem of the dotted crochet. So we will play with recorder number A1, A2, A3, A4. I will make some noise, some tempo with my flute. A1, 1, 2. And now A2, 1, 2. It's interesting because without T, the second note doesn't start. 2, 2, okay, but if I say 2, this woo is just a continuing. 2, 2, 2. And for this reason, A2 is a way for learning how to make A3. A3, 1, 2. And A4 with the dotted crochet, exactly the same of A3. 1, 2. In effect, it's not difficult in A4 to play the first note and to play the third note. These are clear. One is here, boom, and one is here, boom. The problem is where to play the second note. Because the second note is in the middle of something, like half centimeter, but this something has not so evidence, because when you play, nothing happened in the second time. Two. What happened in the second time? Nothing, just the first note that is continuing. Two, two, two. Two, two, two. And this is not so easy. Now, as you can see, we have used both ways of writing a note lasting 1.5 time, a crochet, with a dot and with a tie, but this is for teaching purpose. Normally you will find a dotted crochet. A tie is used only when a note's time value is carried over on the bar line. So now in exercise 123, you will see in a bar 4 notes, very easy, 2, 2, 2, 2, then 3 notes. The first is long 1.5, and then in the bar number 3, 3 notes. The first is long 1.5, but written with a dotted. So I will play. It's more easy to learn listening and repeating. 123. 1, 2, 3. I suggest you don't to try a fake way of making this. It's a risk. If you, I'm sorry, there is no, I have to put something here. It is a risk. If you learn fake this rhythm for all your life, you will have a problem. So better to go slower, to repeat, to ask and to try, but not to learn a fake rhythm, similar but not exactly. You have to be clear exactly. It's better wrong than quite exactly. Wrong, you can learn something good, but quite, circa, not so perfect is a catastrophe. 124. 1. Now I will make without boom, boom, boom. So you will listen just the music. 124. 1, 2, 3. And now 125. 1, 2, 3, 4. This ternary rhythm below dotted crochet, quover and crochet was very frequently used in Renaissance music, especially in England. It's a lovely rhythm. 1, 2, 3. And now, everyone knew the popular tune called Greening of the Leaves. The words are: the leaves be green, the nuts be brown, they hang so high they will not come down. Not everyone, but English people sure. I like very much this music. In the Renaissance was very beloved, and there is a lot of composers that wrote some variation, some different version of this lovely tune. 1, 2. And now Hercules dance, le forze d'Ercole aus Italian. There was a kind of a dance in which some people was jumping upon the shoulder of other people. They make like pyramid of human bodies from two floor, 3 floor, 4 floor. They made until today in some circus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was published in 1551, and now Branle number 3 is a French dance edited by Claude Gervaise in 157, so the same period. Without reprise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bar 9, if you have some doubt in which moment you have to do the G, not the first G, the second, the quaver, there is a solution that you can ever use, is to transform a long note in quaver. For example, the A is long, it contains 3 quaver. So if you make the A has 3 quaver, you will have perfectly the moment and the position of the G. I will play A, G, F, all in quaver. I repeat. And then you just to have not to do the second and the third tonguing. Instead of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, you will play 2, 2, 2, and this is the correct rhythm. Ta, ta, ta. Every music, when you have a problem, you can cut a long note in short part, and you will have the result will be correct. Not very good, but correct. 130 La Volta. It's a famous song. There is a long history. It was prohibited. It was not allowed by the church because in this dance a man and a woman was too near each other, and the man has to help the woman to make a jump, putting your back with his legs. So, and the Queen Elizabeth I asked a painter to make, if I could remember, a painting of the Queen dancing La Volta, so that the Pope will be very angry with the Queen, and the Queen was very happy to make the Pope of Rome angry. 1, 2, 3. It's lovely music. Of course, you can play it faster. With ornaments, but I'm sorry not to play ornaments in a method, but sometimes I like so much the ornaments. For me it's difficult not to play, to avoid them. 131, a theme written by Mozart, then Mozart in a piano sonata in A major makes many variations of this thema. 1, 2, 3. And a dance, 132, written by me. 1, 2.